After thinking about what Nigerians and Ghanaians have the audacity to do by asking for compensation from South African government, or for the people that have abandoned their properties, their businesses, their vehicles, and all that sort of stuff, and they said they're going to lodge a court application so that these people are compensated, but they're not saying the people are going to be compensated. They are saying the Nigerian government, the Ghanaian government should be compensated. These people are crooks. Having a crooked mind or mindset, I mean, you go as far as exposing it to the world now. Incredible. So I was thinking about it. I was like, no, wait a minute. We need to shame those that pretend to care about the illegal foreigners. I mean, on this channel, I've said it many a times before that there are Black South Africans that not exactly harbor, they employed illegal foreigners in their homes as caregivers, as domestic workers, nannies, but they do all these three things at the same time under one salary, which is not even minimum wage. And they still dress up to their nin, hop on their fancy vehicles, go to church by your because they think they got the spirit caught them. And yet at home, they are treating another human being as a slave. I've said this many a times before. And I've called y'all, if you are a follower and a clan of this channel, you evil. I'm not afraid to tell you, you can unsubscribe if you want to. You are evil. Now, let's see that you are not an evil person. Now that you're illegal Malawian, you're illegal Ugandan, and probably you're illegal Nigerian that worked in your house, do right by them. And by doing right by them is calling them and say, hey, since you've been working for me for 7 years, since you brought up my children, now we're talking decades here, because you'll tell us stories about, what this person, my children, my children, since they were born until they are 20, they brought them up while I went to work. So that means you owe them severance package of 20 years. So show me that you are not evil by calling them and say, here's your severance package since you were evicted out of this country. If you were not an exploiter, because that's what you are an exploiter of another human being, call them. So tell me, which bank should I put your severance? I don't know I never knew how to pronounce severance. You know what I'm talking about. And all the other perks they're supposed to have gotten because they were employed in South Africa. The Labor Relations Act, the labor laws of this country. What about UIF? Now they're unemployed. You should be paying them unemployment insurance. Show me that you are actually not evil. You've never been evil towards these people. And this doesn't only goes to Black middle class that hire these illegal foreigners. That includes celebrities, that includes any Black person that has a position much better in society, that afforded you to have a nanny, to have a domestic worker. Yeah, which they were one person under one salary. So I was looking at a march that was taking place in Cape Town. I think I've spoken about this before. It was a bunch of white people. And I did say that in that bunch of white people, when you look a little bit closer, you're like, these are not white South Africans. Maybe there were 2 or 3. The majority of them were foreign white people holding placards such as Abolish Borders. The same week when they were holding that placard, Abolish Borders, in Europe, the European Parliament sent them back. And sent them back they did. Why didn't you go to Europe, hold a placard, and say something about humanitarianism, about humanity, about borders, about these are humans too. Why didn't you do that? What made you feel so free coming all the way from Europe to Africa, to an African country, hold a placard and say, abolish borders? You know very well that is unsustainable for any country in the world. There are 1.6 billion people on the African continent. Are you saying bring them all to South Africa? Because there is only one country they are going to come to. With the exclusion probably of the northern African countries because they're doing fine. But the rest of the sub-Saharan is not going to come or go to the northern African countries. They're coming down South Africa, where milk and honey flows from the sky. And then you are the same people who write articles about how dangerous South Africa is. It is the most criminal and most dangerous country in the world. Because the people that you are saying abolish borders for, most of them are not going to get jobs in your restaurant, in your hotel, in your Airbnb, because that's what you are fighting for. You are fighting not to pay minimum wage when you have to employ South Africans who come with labor rights, who come with constitutional rights. You don't want those people, that black South Africans. You want the Africans that you can exploit. That is why you are holding that placard that says abolish borders. Because you want more slaves. You're not humans. You want slaves. Because you don't want to pay minimum wage. You don't want to pay minimum wage. That is why you were there in Cape Town streets of Parliament saying the most things that just don't make sense. Stuff that you should be saying in Europe at the European Parliament. The European Parliament passed a law that all illegal immigrants in Europe should be sent back. But if it's South Africa that does that, all sorts of names are thrown at South Africans. Xenophobic, Afrophobic. You guys don't have humanity. South Africa is the pedestal for human rights, in case you have not noticed. South Africa sacrificed its national security by taking Palestine and putting it under its arm, and then went to the International Criminal Justice Court. How dare you say we don't have humanity? How dare you? When you were a coward. You were a coward. But we put ourselves at risk for humanity. And you are accusing us of not having humanity? Us, South Africa. You bloody cowards. You bloody cowards. All of you. All of you. All of you. Canada, USA, Central America, South America, Europe, Asia, down under. None of you had the guts to fight for humanity. We did. We did. And you have the audacity to accuse us of being inhumane. All because we are saying we want to have a peace of mind knowing that everybody that is under the sun of South Africa is documented. So that if anything happens to us, done by their hands, we can get justice. Or if something happens to them in the hands of a South African, they can get justice. And you are accusing us of being inhumane when you are the exploiter of other human beings in the 21st century. Shame on you. Shame on all of you, cowards. You can never accuse South Africans of being cowards. Ever. It's not us. It's not in our nature. And we will never be. Why? Because we're quiet. Your thought, South Africans are those stupid people, they say nothing. Listen, it is all part of humanity. Tolerant, endurance, perseverance, patience, and just wait. Maybe things will change. Y'all are not willing to change. Y'all are bullies. And we are not going to be bullied by you. And the media continues to say anti-immigrant. 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 And yet South Africa has every nation on this planet under its roof. We are anti-immigrant. But you know what I like? The truth always has a way of coming out. And when it does, it exposes a lot of people. You will be exposed one day. Now, here's the deal. If there are any people that have a right to claim compensation in South Africa, are the people that you enslaved. The middle class, the celebrities, business, all of you, farmers. You owe these people their severance packages. If you were not exploiting them, prove it. Prove it that you were not exploiting them. Give them what belongs to them, including UIF. Oh, I know you're not going to give it to them. You're not. Because that's how evil you... I want you to say something. Let me put it this way. That's how evil you are. You took another human being and enslaved them in this day and age. The South African economy itself, it's not guilty-free of this. You owe these people. They have the right to claim compensation. Not Nigerians or Ghanaian. Not them. So it's very disheartening to hear stories of these illegal foreigners. Now they're on the other side, but they're back home. I worked for this company for so many years, some 20 years. But that company gave them nothing, even though they went and told the company, we are leaving. Instead of the company preparing their severance package, just ignore them. How evil can you be? I worked for this family for 22 years. I told them, well, I'm getting kicked out of the community I live in. I have to go back home. The family was like, oh, shame, sorry. No severance package. They're left with nothing. Oh, black on black. This is the same middle class. Oh, this is black on black violence. It might not be physical, but this is black. Patala abantu what you owe them. Yo, South Africans, you are exhausting. You are exhausting. The rest of you, cowards. I'm talking the world that sees South Africa as xenophobic. Y'all are cowards. Y'all couldn't fight for somebody else's humanity. You look the other way around. You were being told there's a genocide in Sudan. What have you said? What have you done? What have you done? You're a humanity. You are a humanitarian, aren't you? You are a humanitarian. There's a genocide in Sudan. I'm just announcing it to you in case it's for the first time you're hearing it. So what are you going to do about it? Palestinians need your help. In case you're hearing it for the first time, now I'm telling you. There are so many atrocities that are happening in the world. Not once you held a placard and screamed humanity or humanitarianism. Not once. You know why? Because you're a fucking coward. Can never say that about us South Africans. Ever. We got track records. We have track records. Go anywhere and everywhere in South Africa. Everybody is here. You might as well call South Africa the United Nations. Because we have humanity. Ubuntu. Zinjandin. Anyways, I will leave this video right here because I'm getting worked up. I'm getting worked up. Please enjoy your Sunday. And fellow South Africans, be proud. Continue to show the world what humanity is all about. Abahambe is mercy for them to go fix their countries. There's nothing wrong with that. Goodbye.